Hello Havelock North, it's Daniel Betty here from the Harcourts Hawke Bay Arts Festival, and I am very lucky to have both Pitsch Leiser, the festival director, and Andy Heast, the chairman of Arts Inc Heretaunga. And these wonderful gentlemen are responsible for the Harcourts Hawke Bay Arts Festival. It's their fault, ladies and gentlemen, it's their fault. But I thought that I would have a conversation with these guys about what they think about the festival so far, but also what to look out for in the rest of the week. So, Pitsch, how's it gone for you so far?
Great. Yeah, no, it's been fantastic. I wish it was sunny today.
Yeah, I agree.
But it was sunny until you started recording. But other than that, it's great. Look, we've had an amazing day yesterday. I think one of our highlights of the festival, the white guitar, was amazing. We managed to do a whole series of shows yesterday, even managed to get people land in Napier despite high winds. It was a big cut and sort of shortcut to get everyone there in time, but we had vicissitudes. At the Blythe, a beautiful venue, beautiful performances by the Mike Knock Trio and the New Zealand Trio, absolutely outstanding. And we had some fun, Songs for the Fallen.
Absolutely awesome.
Wonderful show.
Absolutely awesome. 2 shows, just amazing.
Yeah, Don Juan was great. They're coming back tonight. And we've just had a great time this afternoon with the Trash Test Dummies, really high energy, fun show for the whole family, and I'm looking forward to La Vie dans une Marionnette by the Whiteface crew. I think that's going to be a really beautiful show. It's sort of from the same crew that did Double Derelicts last year, and just exciting.
It was wonderful to hear the children's laughter this afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's a total different atmosphere, I think, from, say our Daffodils or Songs for the Fallen. And I know I looked over at both of your faces at some point and it was a huge smile. So, it's just a different energy.
It's great. Clowning around is fantastic. Can't get enough of it, really.
No.
Absolutely.
and you can never grow out of it.
Absolutely. So what should we look out for the rest of the week, guys? What do you think would be your pick for this week coming?
I'd certainly go for Triumphs and Other Alternatives. I mean, it should be Ducatis and Other Alternatives, but unfortunately they wouldn't rename it for me.
No. Triumphs.
But Triumphs.
Bonneville.
Bonneville.
Okay. Excellent.
For those of you that know us, I digress. But it's a contemporary dance piece which will be absolutely enthralling, and I would recommend anybody goes to see it. If you've never been to a contemporary dance show, go, try it out, try something new, and I think you'll find out that you suddenly love contemporary dance. I didn't know I loved it until about 12 years ago, and I was dragged along to a contemporary dance show, and I literally dragged along by the ear, I seem to remember, and I came out and I was totally overawed. And yes, I still go and watch a lot of rugby, and I still like motorcycles, but go and try some contemporary dance. It may surprise you, and Triumph certainly will, because it's world class. Absolutely world class.
Triumphs
so
are world class. I've been
I
trying to tell them that for years.
I do hate to say that Triumphs are world class, but this particular show will knock your socks off. So
I think we can say a little bit more about the story too, and the fact that it's Ross McCormack. Now, Ross McCormack, Musselmouth Theatre Company, absolutely sort of probably at the pinnacle of their career at the moment.
Yeah.
And I do think this. It's a creation story, isn't it?
It is.
If we look at it that way.
Absolutely.
So it's about the creator and his male and female creations, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which
It's
is
almost
wonderful.
it's almost like a Frankenstein thing.
Yeah.
If you're into that kind of thing, you come along, because you may again be very surprised at what you
Not
see.
quite as scary though.
No, unless you want it to be, and in which case it is.
That's mine. I would also recommend that people might try Mahara, a beautiful story with Crystal Neho, who grew up in Havelock North, and is retelling the story about the journey she had with her grandmother suffering from Alzheimer's disease, and how that affected her and her whole whānau. She plays about 12 or more characters, and I really am looking forward to that because she's holding the story on her own, and it's a very universal story. Any one of us can be affected by Alzheimer's and dementia, and I think that's probably again one of those shows that will be very entertaining and quite a lot of fun, whilst actually also being incredibly deep. So it's not just grim, there's a bit of comedy in there, there is and a fantastic craft. So
Look, I think it's also worth mentioning too, next weekend over in Napier, we have Guy Masterson coming from the UK. Can you tell us a little bit about the two shows that he is bringing, because I think it's absolutely amazing what he's about to launch into Napier.
Yeah.
And I encourage all Napier people to go along and see this particular show.
Yeah, I mean, Under Milkwood is going to be phenomenal. All characters played by one man on stage. Absolutely phenomenal.
69 characters.
69, absolutely, yeah. And he is at the top of his game, and it will be just an incredible theatrical performance that he'll put on for Napier.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't know that his pedigree is quite good.
It's reasonable, isn't it? It's reasonable.
It's reasonable,
pedigree.
yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Burton is his uncle, and another one of his uncles is Marcello Mastroianni, who is probably Fellini's most preferred actor in his earlier movies that he did. Absolutely fantastic. But Guy Masterson has been travelling in all around the world, has been to New Zealand several times, mainly at the Auckland and Wellington Festival. We're really privileged to have him here, and also have two shows of his here. And I'm really excited that we can deliver that sort of caliber of theatre here in Hawke's Bay, which otherwise would never be possible if it was outside the context of a festival. And I guess that's part of what I'd like people to remember. If you're not going to make an effort to come and see some of these shows, you'll have to wait another year or longer, or they might never happen again. It was interesting, Daffodils, probably next to the White Guitar, the top two shows in the festival. I think it was probably the last chance you're going to see that show for a long time, if ever again. Because the guys have done it 84 times around the world, mainly in Australia, but in Edinburgh as well. They just come back from there. And their lives are, going in different directions. So you never quite know if you ever get that chance again. And a play of that sort of quality and that caliber is something you don't want to miss. So I'd like to encourage people to kind of think about that too.
Yeah,
well,
and also to try something new. If the show that you really wanted to come to is already sold out, and many of our shows have already sold out, fortunately for us, but unfortunately if you're trying to get tickets, try something new. Get out there, challenge yourself, and go and see some Shakespeare, or whatever it is. Go see Solothello, which will be an amazing one-man show, sort of Maori culture bringing together with Shakespearean prose will be just absolutely incredible.
And you will find out that Shakespeare actually stole all his stories.
All of them. Absolutely. Every single one of them.
Absolutely.
From his Maori friends.
Yeah,
who,
absolutely.
Because we know that there was an Italian guy who travelled from Venice to New Zealand, made friends of his local Maoris, who told them all the stories, and then went back to Venice, and there he met Shakespeare, and he told them all the stories. There you have it.
It's a shocking revelation, but certainly something you need all to kind of get in there and experience.
True story.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it right here that Shakespeare came to New Zealand and basically stole all of our stories.
It wasn't Shakespeare, it was a mate of Shakespeare.
Mate of Shakespeare. My apologies.
Shakespeare never came to New Zealand. He should have, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
he would have never gone back.
I think thanks very much for bringing the festival here to Hawke's Bay. I think we're all incredibly lucky to to have this opportunity to have such a national calibre of theatre right on our doorstep. You know, we can have a meal at home, we can walk down to the Domain, we can watch world-class live theatre, and then we can go home again. Or we can come out and have a drink at the Festival Garden. So thank you very much for bringing it to Hawke's Bay. We really appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure.
And I'm no doubt we'll talk to you again in the next couple of days.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
Daniel Betty, it's him. He's quite good on stage as well. He's a Shakespearean actor too. So watch him.
Thank you very much, Pitsch. Thanks, Havelock North. See you later.
See you.